Hey guys, Jordan with 304 Beeco here. Hey, today we're going to be working on the Washington Run Road trap out. It's pretty straightforward. The slit in the tree, there's a pretty small colony living in the slit of this tree that's about eye level. Couple things to note: this is the first video I've ever shot, so that's pretty cool. Secondly, the landowner stuck around and watched me work here. So we basically carry on a full conversation the entire time I'm working. I think total time video recorded was like 32 minutes. Actual time working, I think I've cut this video down to 16-17 minutes of material, and I basically just cut out standing around talking time. So as the video goes on here, and like my other videos I'll be posting, I'll just explain some key points to what I'm doing. It's nothing too crazy, nothing groundbreaking. Here I'm picking up my smoker, my typical smoker fuel of choice, pine bedding. That just works real well for me. Basically what I'm doing is smoking the colony real heavy to get them buzzing and just try and get a good idea of actually the size that I'm working on. I saw that there wasn't a lot of activity in and out of the colony, so I had a feeling it was pretty small. And this just kind of confirmed, just based on the roar of the colony that I heard. So what I'm doing here is I take eighth inch hardware cloth, roll it into a cone, do some trimming on it. I like to make them about 2 bee sizes wide, because if you don't, bees can get towards the end of it and die, and it just starts to make a big cluster, and the bees actually can't get out. They can't push them out of the way for some reason, like in the colony, and you just make a big ball and you end up killing a whole bunch of bees. So make it 2 bees wide. I get that stapled up. Here I've got some screen door cloth that I'm starting to staple to the tree. I've already off camera made a X in the screen to put my cone through, and I go through probably, I'm going to say, every 1/4 to a 1/2 inch stapling all around this thing. Trees can be really tricky to seal up, so that's why I go so close. When I go to take this thing down, I'll make sure I pull all my staples out and seal it up the way that it's actually supposed to be. But I'm just kind of stretching it around and making sure I'm getting all the cracks and crevices so the bees can't find another way to get into the colony, because I'm here for 20 minutes and they've got hours and hours to try and figure out how to get back into their colony, see their queen. So Here I'm throwing some duct tape around the screen and the cone just as a little extra seal. I've seen bees actually be able to squeeze through the little gaps sometimes in between them, and that just gets real frustrating. You try to seal it up nice and tight, and you show up and there are no bees on the outside of the netting, and that's not a good sign. Yep, there it is. Just got stung. That didn't feel real great. What I'm doing here is I had some extra wood this last winter, so I decided to make some hive stands specifically for this purpose, to strap up to the sides of trees or chimneys or the likes. I'm not a big fan of screwing into trees or drilling or any of that mess. I truthfully don't even like stapling into them, but it's kind of a necessary evil. Here we go, trying to play cowboy, I guess, and just failing miserably at getting this ratchet strap through the tree. This is definitely something easier to do with two people. All I ever use for these, because they basically just sit outside all the time on trap outs, is Harbor Freight ratchet straps. I think this is actually a pull strap, not even a ratchet. It doesn't have to. You don't have to get it real tight. It'll act as a pinch point. Once you finally get some weight on there, the strap will bite into the backside of the tree and kind of push the top of the stand into the tree. Here I am admiring my handiwork, just checking all the cracks and crevices to make sure I didn't overlook something the bees can get into. I went ahead and baited the trap off camera with some lemongrass essential oil and one side of a Q-tip. You don't need a whole lot, especially once you remember that bees work mostly on pheromones, at just the faintest pheromones from the queen. So if you've smelled your lemongrass oil, you can guarantee they've smelled it. Sometime in the future, I'd like to try Swarm Commander and see if I get any different results, or maybe a faster acceptance rate of bees to the nuke boxes I like to put out for this. In theory, this trap out really shouldn't take more than 4 weeks to do, just from past experience. Now what I'm getting ready to do here is spray some almond extract oil. I just squirt 2 or 3 squirts on there. The bees really seem to not like the almond. So it's a good deterrent. I mean, what we're trying to do is basically force the colony out of the tree, and the faster we can do it, the faster we get to go home.